Hi, this is Jimmy, and in this video I'm going to discuss my opinion on Acid Glow. So, Acid Glow, right? Like when I was younger, I used to watch this guy called Acid Glow and stuff, and his content was mainly dedicated to like Alien versus Predator and stuff, right? I watched like a lot of his Alien versus Predator content when I was young. Not when I was younger, probably around in 2017 to 18 or something like that. Or probably 19 or something, I'm not too sure. I watched him recently and stuff, but I mainly watched his Alien versus Predator content and stuff. And Asaglo, right? Like he talked about like various things about Alien versus Predator, like like how the predators hunt, the hunting rituals and stuff like that, the xenomorph and stuff, the xenomorph life cycle and stuff like that. He talked about a lot of things about AVP, right? And stuff. But when I was like younger, he made like other content stuff besides Alien versus Predator, right? Like he does other types of content, like I don't know, he talks about a lot of video game franchises and stuff besides AVP and stuff like that. But when I was younger, I mainly used to watch his Alien versus Predator content and stuff, so yeah. I didn't really watch any of his other content. He also does like, other stuff like, I don't know, like he does gaming content as well, like, like he plays with other people, or he like does gaming playthroughs or something like that, I'm not too sure, yeah. He does like playthroughs and stuff, and he also plays with other people and stuff like that, so yeah. He also plays the AVP multiplayer and stuff like that. He still plays it to this day and stuff. So yeah, and stuff. I think he's still into Alien versus Predator and stuff. So yeah. So when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of his AVP content. Like he discussed the lore and stuff like that of Alien versus Predator. Where like he talked about the engineers, he talked about the predators, he talked about the xenomorphs and stuff like that. He talked about a lot of things that were related to AVP. But he also did other content besides Alien versus Predator, right? Like he talked about other video game franchises like, I don't know, Doom, a lot of games, I don't know, Resident Evil, he talked about like a lot of games and stuff, etc., etc. A lot of franchises and stuff, not games, sorry, yeah, a lot of franchises and stuff like that. He talked about a lot of franchises and stuff like that. So yeah, besides AVP, which is like the topic of video that I used to watch of him when I was like a lot younger, was like his Alien versus Predator content and stuff, right? Like I just kind of watched a lot of his AVP content and stuff. Besides his other types of content I could have watched, but I just didn't, I don't know, just didn't have the interest. I mean, I did watch some of his other videos and stuff besides AVP. Like, he does other types of content about different franchises besides Alien vs. Predator, right, which was mainly the only franchise I was interested in and stuff, which is why, I was, like, very interested in it and stuff like that and stuff. So, yeah, like, I used to watch a lot of the videos and stuff that I used to, like, discuss about it and stuff like that. Like, he talked about the lore and stuff, I already mentioned that. Talked about a lot of things about AVP. But he also talked about like other franchises, like, I don't know, like Pumpkinhead and stuff, like the creature and stuff like that and stuff. Like, he discussed the lore and mythology behind the Pumpkinhead creature and stuff like that. So, yeah, I only watched one of those videos, but I didn't really watch anything else other than that and stuff, I don't know. Like, I think I did watch his video about the Thing creature and stuff. He does like a lot of videos about like other franchises besides AVP, which I already mentioned. And I also watched the video where he talks about like critters and stuff like that, like those little monkey creatures or whatever, those little black ball like monkey looking things or whatever, right? Yeah, like he did a video about critters, also the Kafalga from the Relic as well. Besides Alien vs Predator, I also watched those types of content and stuff like talked about like those types of content besides AVP content and stuff, right, which is like what his channel is mainly dedicated to, is Alien vs Predator. But he also talked about like other franchises and stuff. He also talked about Sliver and stuff, the movie Sliver. It's like a fucking, I don't know, it's like a fucking tentacle monster or some shit like that. But yeah, like he talked about like the Sliver parasite and stuff like that, I got into some old guy's head. He just turns into this weird tentacle creature and stuff, and he starts producing slugs or whatever. So yeah. It's called Sliver or whatever, the movie. I mean, obviously a lot of people have heard of Sliver, right? But yeah, he also discussed like the lore behind the creature and stuff like that. So yeah, I also watched one of those videos and stuff, like, discussed like the lore of the creature and stuff and Sliver, and also the Thing and stuff like that. John Carpenter's The Thing. He also talked about the Thing and stuff, right? Like, the parasitic alien creature and stuff that basically like, takes control of the host and stuff like that. So yeah, he talked about like the various things about it and stuff, right? Like the biology of it, its strengths and weaknesses and stuff. So yeah, it's very interesting and stuff. And he also made like a video about it, obviously, because why wouldn't he, right? Yeah. So I already watched that video and stuff of him talking about that, but that was like ages ago. Anyways, back on AVP and stuff, he did do like all those other franchises and stuff like that, which I already mentioned. But the main franchise I used to like research about on his channel was like AVP and stuff like that, Alien vs Predator and stuff. Like he talked about like the Predator's wrist blades, you know, the spear, the plasma caster, the Predator's blood and stuff like that. And he also talked about a lot of things like the mesh, the netting, the mask, I don't know, even the hair. Talked about a lot of things about the Predator, and also the Xenomorph, you know, the Xenomorph's tubes, you know, the things that are behind its back and stuff. And he said that, you know, like the tubes behind its back is like similar to like how insects breathe and stuff like that, right? And stuff. So that's how the Xenomorph breathes and stuff. And yeah, he also did like a lot of other things. Yeah, so yeah. So what else about the Xenomorph, right, that he talked about was like, I don't know, like the life cycle and stuff, right? Like how the Xenomorph queen produces like, you know, eggs which produce facehuggers and stuff like that and stuff. And yeah. And what else is, oh yeah, like the Praetorian Xenomorph as well. He also talked about that and stuff. So, you know, like a Xenomorph warrior drone, right? It molts into a Praetorian, then the Praetorian molts into a queen if there's like no queen available, right? So yeah, he discussed that and stuff. And he also talked about like the Predalien, right, which is like the Xenomorph Predator hybrid and stuff. And yeah, and what he discussed about it was is that it's very strong and stuff. It's stronger than a Predator and a Xenomorph, right? Because it's got like, you know, stronger genes and stuff like that. Because, you know, it comes from a Predator host, which is why it's a lot stronger and stuff, right? Because, you know, a Predator's a lot stronger than a human and stuff. And he discussed like, you know, the Predalien strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that. So yeah. So he talked about the Predalien and what else I don't know. He talked about a lot of Alien vs Predator content and stuff, like a lot of Alien vs Predator stuff, not content. Sorry, yeah. He talked about like a lot of things related to AVP and stuff like that. So yeah. So what else? I don't know. I can't really think of much. I guess he talked about like the hive and stuff like that. You know, like the resin of the hive and stuff, and how the hive is constructed. You know, like a drone xenomorph like spits some kind of liquid fluid around, right, and then it creates some kind of resin or something like that. I don't know. And then it kind of like forms and kind of connects, and then it kind of becomes a hive and stuff like that, which is where the queen like sits down and lays the eggs and stuff. So he discussed that and stuff, and I don't know what else. He also talked about like the goo or something like the gel. I don't know what it was called. I forgot. I think it was something like, yeah, it was kind of it's like the Xenozip. Yeah, there we go. It's called Xenozip and stuff, right? It's basically like produced from the hive. I think, I don't know. Like they get, or maybe the eggs. I don't know. Like they get some kind of gel or whatever, and they like you know, like it's like in one of the comics and stuff like that, right? Like, you know, in the comics and stuff, right? Like somebody like sneaks into the hive and stuff, and he like you know, like the eggs or whatever, right? Like he gets some kind of gel from the eggs or whatever and stuff, and he produces something called like Xenozip and stuff. It's like in a comic or whatever that, you know, Acid Glow was talking about. So yeah, so Xenozip is another thing he discussed and stuff. And what else is, I don't know. Oh yeah, the black goo and stuff, right? You know, like the black goo in Prometheus, right? He also talked about that and stuff. You know, the black goo and stuff, right? It's very dangerous to humans and stuff, right? Because, you know, like if it touches you and stuff, I know it's a fictional franchise and stuff, but, you know, like if it touches you, it kind of melts your skin away and stuff, and kind of turns you into a zombie or something like that. I'm not too sure. But yeah, the black goo is very dangerous and stuff, because, you know, it's very toxic and poisonous right to the skin and stuff like that, because it kind of disassembles your DNA and stuff. I don't know, like, yeah. Yeah, this disassembles the genetic structure of a living creature and stuff like that. You know, like in the beginning of Prometheus, right, when the engineer drank the black goo, his DNA started to deconstruct and stuff like that, and it killed him and stuff. So yeah, it disassembled his DNA and stuff like that. So yeah. So I don't know what else he talked about and stuff. He talked about like the homeworlds and stuff like that. Oh yeah, the homeworlds and stuff, like, you know, the Xenomorph Prime and stuff. And on Xenomorph Prime, there's like you know, like he talked about like the Queen Mother and stuff like that, right? That's like a more higher version of a Xenomorph Queen and stuff, right? The Queen Mother and stuff. It's basically like a you know, like it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a more alpha version of a queen or something. I don't know. It's probably the best way I can say it. Yeah, like, you know, the Queen Mother is like protected by royal xenomorph gods known as palatines and stuff. They're very big, very large xenomorphs and stuff, and they protect the Queen Mother and stuff like that. So yeah, There's also the Empress. Well, also I forgot to mention that about the Xenomorph Queen and stuff. There's also the Empress, which is like an older Xenomorph Queen. It's a lot older and weaker, but yeah, the Empress is like a more older version of, like, you know, the Xenomorph Queen and stuff, so yeah. And also, yeah, I don't know what else I can say about it, is, yeah, Xenomorph Prime. Like, it's just basically ruled by Xenomorphs and stuff. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on Xenomorph Prime and stuff like that. And then there's like the Yautja Homo, the Predators and stuff like that and stuff. And Acid Glow talked about a lot of things that were like on the Predator Homo, like, you know, like the creatures that the Predators hunt and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's my opinion on Acid Glow. And this is Jimmy signing off. I'm Mr. Caveman. I've got juicy nipples. Look at my juicy nipple. Look at that juicy nipple. I'm Mr. Caveman. Signing off.